Alright, so we have a brand new evolution set that's hitting stores in just under 5 months, and there's a lot of excitement around it. A lot of people saying it's going to be the next Evolving Skies, but in today's video, I will be telling you why that's not the case and you don't need to FOMO over this set. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's Pokemonster here, back with another Pokemon market discussion video. Now, I am certainly very excited about the upcoming Terastal Festival set. There is no disputing that, right? It's going to be focused around the evolutions, which are some of the most popular Pokemon in the franchise, and also the most collectible Pokemon. But where I disagree with people talking about Evolving Skies is not around the set's strength, because I do think this set is going to be really good, but I think when people say it's going to be the next Evolving Skies, they are implying that the financial performance and investability of the set is going to be the same. Now, you have to be very careful when you're saying that, right? Because Evolving Skies is hitting $600 to $700 US. And even the Japanese equivalent that I've got in front of me right now is probably $300 to $350 at the time of recording. But there is one crucial difference between Terastal Festival and the sets that I'm talking about. Terastal Festival is going to be this, okay? It's not going to be like Evolving Skies or EEVEE Heroes, it's going to be this. V-Star Universe and Crown Zenith. And that takes me nicely into my first point, which is, reason one is that the type of set that Terastal Festival is completely different from Evolving Skies and EEVEE Heroes. Evolving Skies and EEVEE Heroes are regular release booster boxes. This is a high class set. What does that mean? A high class set is a Japanese booster box which contains 10 packs per box and 10 cards per pack. It guarantees you a hit in every pack and usually has higher pull rates than normal boxes. So when we are looking at the chase cards in Evolving Skies and EEVEE Heroes, let me take you through it very quickly. Okay, so now I'm on pokedata.io looking at the set chases from EEVEE Heroes, and look at the prices on these. Umbreon VMAX $934, Sylveon VMAX $498, Glaceon VMAX $320. So those prices are what contribute to the set being so expensive, right? Now let's take a look at sets that Terastal Festival is the same as, that have been released in the Sword and Shield era. First, we look at Shiny Starvie, which was released over 3.5 years ago, so it's coming up to 4 years. Look at these singles prices. The Charizard VMAX, which was a huge chase at the time of release, it was probably $500, $600, $700 when it first released. There was so much hype around it. Look at how much it's worth now, $70. The Marnie, similar, the second highest chase. It was the top chase for a bit. Now that Waifus has gone down, it's $68. The Charizard Shiny, it's $50. So these singles in these high class sets are really not holding up well. But okay, you might be saying that, Terastal Festival is going to be so much better than Shiny Starvie. Firstly, don't forget what the mood was like when Shiny Starvie was released. Everyone thought this was the next best thing. So I think people are feeling the same thing about this Terastal Festival set. But let's take a look at the other high class sets released in the Sword and Shield era, if you don't believe me. Next, we're going to look at VMAX Climax, which is basically the equivalent of Terastal Festival, i.e. it is the mid-era, the second high-class set. Now, the Acerol's Intuition, I think this data has got it wrong because I checked on eBay, it's not that high. But looking at these prices again, look at these amazing alt art or trainer gallery cards, $38, $34, $31, and the Umbreon VMAX and the Umbreon V. Because people are getting very excited about these evolutions. They're $30 each. And to close off the point, I want to take you guys to V-Star Universe. Now look at that. The God Pack Pikachu, it's not easy to pull at all, right? Because a God Pack, you pull one in about 60 boxes, you can pull one. So this Pikachu is actually really rare to pull as well. $70. Elisa Sparkle, this was like $200, $300 about a year or two ago. Down to $50, and look at these amazing gold alt art cards. People do not deny that these are some of the best gold cards that have been produced in Pokemon history, right? $40, $42, $25, $24. So they're pretty much worthless, the singles in these high class sets. Now the main reason for that is that these high class sets get printed so much more than regular sets. In fact, with the recent restock of 151, the Pokemon Center actually also restocked V-Star Universe, which is a year and a half after release. Now, if you look at the prices of V-Star Universe today and compare it to EEVEE Heroes, this is why I think people need to be very careful when they say Terastal Festival is the next Evolving Skies. Looking at Sneaker Dunk and you look at these V-Star Universe box prices, you can buy for 8,500 yen right now, which is a significant drop from where it was on release. Now let's take a look at EEVEE Heroes or Blue Sky Stream, 55,000 yen, which is what, 7 times the amount of V-Star Universe? And a huge part of that is because of the type of set that it is. As I said again, and we look at EEVEE Heroes being 50,000 yen against multiple times more than V-Star Universe. A lot of people say that V-Star Universe is one of the best sets that's ever created, right? So then why is it worth so much less than EEVEE Heroes and Blue Sky Stream, sets which were released in the same era as V-Star Universe? It has to be because of the amount of reprints that these high-class sets get, as well as the pull rates. Now, with these high-class sets, you get guaranteed like an SAR or a shiny full art hit. So if these evolution cards are going to be just that level of rarity, it's going to be extremely easy to pull them when you consider just how many boxes there are going to be floating around. However, even if you did add a layer of difficulty to it, I just showed you from the V-Star Universe that the God Pack Pikachu is only $72 US. I have an even more recent example, which I think is even more relevant, which is Shiny Treasure prices. Shiny Treasure, as maligned as it is, has 3 amazing Chase SAR cards. You have the Charizard Terastal SAR, you have the Gardevoir SAR, and the Mew SAR, and I'm just going to put their Japanese prices up there. And the pull rates on these SARs in Shiny Treasure is actually more difficult. It's not like a guaranteed hit, it's like a rarer hit than the usual guaranteed hit. But even in that circumstance, with the Charizard, which no one can dispute is the most popular Pokemon from the card games, or one of the top 3 I guess, it's only like 11,000, 12,000 yen. Now if we forget about the singles prices for a second, let's just look at the sealed prices. I've just showed you V-Star Universe, which is 8,500 yen. Shiny Star V box prices, $56 US. Just remember this set came out 3.5 years ago. I actually did a video about high class sets and how I think they're going to perform, which you can check out here in the video cards. VMAX Climax, it's not $92, you can definitely get it cheaper than $92, and V-Star Universe being $70, which has just had a restock as well. What it shows is that you don't need to FOMO for it on release. An even better example is 151, right? 151 on release, how much was it? It peaked at around $200, $220. If you look at the price now, specifically because of reprints, you can still get it for $60 to $70, even though it's slowly starting to trend up. And I have no doubt that 151 is most likely going to get another reprint at some point next year. So what this proves is that even if you believe in the long-term performance of this set, Terastal Festival, we don't know exactly what's going to be in it, there isn't actually a rush for you to pick it up if you're purely buying it for investment. Now, if you're buying it to open, which I'm going to be doing a little bit, then by all means buy it on release. You'll be paying a little bit of a premium, but when you're opening it, you're doing it for slightly different reasons, and the singles prices will be at their highest when you open it, at least for the first 5 years, because so much is going to get ripped over the life cycle of this kind of set, because it's like so nice and easy to rip, that the market is just going to be flooded with these chase cards. Even if there's an Umbreon, Espeon, SAR for every single evolution, that's how I think this is going to pan out, at least for the first 1.5 to 2 years of the set release. But moving on to my last point about why you don't need to panic about this set, I think this PokeBeach article illustrates it perfectly. Pokemon are just turning on the printers and going mad with them right now. Even with regular Scarlet and Violet sets, if you look at these sets, you can basically get almost every Scarlet and Violet set up to 5 boxes per person at Pokemon centers now. Now this is unprecedented in the last 3 or 4 years, particularly because of COVID. You know, Pokemon have had to implement measures such as cutting the seal to stop reselling. If you look back to about a year ago when Clayburst was coming out, people in Japan were queuing and almost fighting in lines to get the boxes. We're not in that sort of situation right now. If Pokemon are doing reprints as big as these for regular Scarlet and Violet sets, just imagine how many reprints and the quantity of reprints that they will do for Terastal Festival. And really that is the reason why I don't think you need to panic about buying the set unless you're wanting to open it on release. Let me just make clear, I will definitely be getting some of this set, but I'll be picking it up slowly over the years because I genuinely don't think there's going to be a rush. I believe that there are going to be better sets than this that come out in 2025. Firstly, people don't really like the Terastal gimmick. I think that has been established pretty clearly. We know that there's likely going to be a new Team Rocket set that's coming out in 2025. But as I've said, we've got Legends ZA coming out with Mega Evolutions coming out. And Mega Evolutions are by far the most popular gimmick that Pokemon has ever created. In fact, Mega Evolutions are the OG of gimmicks, right? Because you had Mega Evos in XY, then you had Z moves in Sun and Moon, VMAX or Gigantamax in Sword and Shield, and Terastalized in Scarlet and Violet. There are going to be some Mega Evolution based sets in 2025. I'm pretty sure about that. Don't hold me to it, but it just makes sense. So I think to close this all off, what I'm trying to say is I think Terastal Festival is super hyped at the moment, but it's going to get outdone by later sets in the Scarlet and Violet generation. And I can't even wait to see what the high class set at the end of next year is going to be compared to this. There's no doubt this is going to be an amazing set. I'll definitely be buying it to open up on the channel for you guys. If you are finding value in my content, I'd really appreciate if you could drop a like and subscribe. I'm almost there on 1K, so I got big things coming once I hit that. But for now, thanks very much for watching and happy collecting.